This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy hump day. Welcome into the morning hookup. Phil Hooks, YZ. Caleb, what's up, brother?
It's been a minute.
I know. You found your key card.
I know. We're good. I can get into the building now without having to text somebody.
You cleaned the room?
No, it was just in one of my jackets. It was in the pocket of one of my jackets. So after looking through the entirety of the house, I was like, wait a minute. I usually put it in my pocket. So,
You like life? You blame anybody? Who moved it? What happened to it?
no, because I'm notorious for losing stuff. I told my mom the other day if I didn't have my head attached to my shoulders, I would lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have on my car keys, I have a air tag on it. So if
That was a shout out to your girlfriend, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
she knows you.
I can play a sound and find my keys now. Probably need one of those on my key for the building here too.
Yeah, or just keep them all together.
Yeah, that's a struggle for me. You can say that all you want, but
we got you. Boy, lots to get to today. It's basketball night. We'll talk about Husker hoops coming up. A lot of Husker hoops today. We're going to talk about it. We got Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend, in hour number 2. He might be fired up. I'm not quite sure. We'll look a little NFL coaching carousel, see where everything lies right now. Not just head coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, assistants, all that. There's a lot going on there. Get your chance to sound off. Coach Eckler out. We'll go into that. See what that looks like a little bit there. Stories that we missed, and a whole lot of you guys hanging out with us. Feel free to call 402-489-1240. Check us out on YouTube at The Morning Hookup. Streaming live on YouTube, streaming live on X. Join us. Drop a comment, say hey, say hello, whatever you want to do. Yell at us, tell us we're great, tell us we're terrible. All that stuff. I talked to Elijah about this yesterday. I don't understand it. These things that start happening. Like, have you seen this trend of 2016, 2026 trend? Why?
it's because
I don't want to look back. Then it starts making me look back.
well, yeah.
I just want to delete it.
Well, I look back at 2016 and I was 10 years old. No, I was 13 years old.
13.
10 years ago, I was 13.
I was still 38.
It's because supposedly in 2016 was the best year of all time.
Really?
So,
how do we define that?
I wouldn't have been 13.
Yeah, what are you now? Just take off 10.
23. Was it? Wow,
13.
was I? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's right. I would have been going into high school. I would have been a freshman in high school. Yeah, supposedly 2016 was the best year for everything. The best music, the best parties, the best sports, all that. So, according to my generation,
I need to look that up. Why that would be?
They say 2016 was the best. So, I guess it's like I don't know why it's coming back around now. 10-year anniversary or something.
And you're posting things and things like that. I mean, then I'm going back looking at my photos. I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, my kids would have been, let's see, 8, 5, and 1.
Probably weird to see them.
I don't know. Kind of made me sad.
Yeah.
18, 15, 11.
Man.
Made me sad. Good morning, FloodX10. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Greg. Greg, I hope you're enjoying your time. Retirement, my friend. You should have picked a different time, though, because you'd be golfing a lot. I know you're going to golf a lot coming up. If you want me to do that this week, boy, it is going to be cold. Cold, cold, cold.
We're hitting the negatives, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
In a couple days.
Happy times. Everybody gets all happy about this time of the year.
I'll be staying inside. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to go out.
Don't ask me to do anything.
Any desire.
I will be on the couch watching sports.
Yep. Nebraska tonight, Pinnacle Bank Arena, Big Ten Network, 8 o'clock start. 18-0 Nebraska, 7-0 in the Big Ten. You now sit alone at the top.
Yeah. Purdue went down last night.
Alone at the top. I was having this conversation, not about that, but we've had this conversation about a week ago. What was the magic number for Nebraska?
Mm-hmm.
Some of us said 20, 22, whatever. I think it's 20 when I start looking at this now.
As
I
the
think it's
dominoes
20.
fall, yeah.
Just based on the fact that I believe, and we've said this on this show, and a lot of different people have said it, if you're 500 in the Big Ten, you're a tournament team.
Yeah.
How many games are we away from that? I think it's 2.
Yeah, I think
it's 2.
They're pretty much wrapped up. Yeah.
And looking at seeing all that. Well, one game at a time. Tonight, they're going to take on a undersized, underperforming Washington team. Obviously, they're missing Claude, transfer from USC. He will not be there with an ankle thing he was going through. He will not be there going forward. It'll be an interesting matchup. Sold out Pinnacle Bank Arena. There's a couple guys you got to watch for. I'll be interested to see how Mass responds. There's been a lot of talk about Rink Mass, only 20 minutes, not playing well. Is there issues going on? No. Coach Fred told you no, that there's not. Can he go back? I think he's been good. I think we're so used to him. I had a buddy of mine said every time his shot goes up, I think it's going in.
Yeah, exactly.
As of late, it just has not.
Yeah.
I think same thing about Price. Every time Price releases the ball, I think it's going to go in.
Mm-hmm. But you know Rink's gonna figure it out. Like it's not something you're gonna have to be worried about. It's just basketball. You know, players go through tough stretches. And then as far as tonight, Washington, you mentioned a couple guys to watch out for. Starts with Steinbach.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
Steinbach. He's like the 6'11" forward. He's their main guy.
Yeah, he leads them 18 points a game. Number 1 rebounder in the conference, by the way, at 11. In the last 7 games, he's 20 and 10 guy. In the last 7 games.
Yeah, this Washington team, though, like you mentioned, underperforming. They are underperforming because coming into this season, they had a little bit of hype around them, and they're sitting at 10 and 8. So, you know, there is talent on this team. It just hasn't completely come together so far. So, you know, well, every night in the Big Ten is a team you just can't look over anybody in the Big Ten. So, I think Nebraska, they're like a 10.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I saw 11. I saw 10.5. It's
if Nebraska does what this team has done so far this season, they'll take care of business. But there's definitely some avenues for Washington to make this a game. So
again, I think it's just going to come down to what we've always talked about. And I think it's every basketball game. Continue to value the basketball, which we have now. I think we're like 6th in the country in the turnover category right now.
Sounds about right. They don't turn the ball over a lot.
Ooh, we do not. I know, boy. I tell you what. Defensively, again, does it go without saying? Control the boards. They got 2 guys up on the front line, 6'11", 6'11", up front there. Let's see here. Again, defensively, just keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, you'll be just fine.
They don't shoot the 3 ball at a high clip when you look at this as well. They only make about 7 a game. Where Nebraska leads the Big Ten, they make 11 a game. That'll be interesting to see how we shoot it from there. Continue. They do average 1 more rebound than us a game. They get on the offensive glass pretty good. They average about 11 offensive boards a game.
Yeah, they're a tall team, but I mean that plays right into Nebraska's strengths. You got Burke and Rank down there, so. It'll be a battle down low, and if they can control that, I think Nebraska's offense will be too much to keep up for them because you mentioned the 3-point shooting; they're not very good, and if Nebraska catches fire, they'll be able to pull.
I mean, they shoot 31% from 3. It's not somewhere they like to go. Only I think I read 20% of their points on the year have come from the arc, beyond the arc. They're going to want to get it down low. They're probably going to try to slow this thing down a little bit. Nebraska needs to be strong defensively, closeouts being good, get up and down the floor, and crowd will be the crowd again tonight. Sold out. I just saw this thing. I looked at another place. It's 12.5. It's up to 12.5.
Yeah. I think if you neutralize Steinbach, this is going to make me sound like a nerd, but
hey, let's go nerd out.
We talk about Ken Palm. Yep. And those like metric ratings. There's another website that does metric ratings called Torvik, and you can look at like individual player advanced stats like effective field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, things like that. Super in depth. And if you filter it to like 6'11" freshmen and you like,
oh, you can filter it all the way down. Whoa.
yeah,
all right.
you break it down. The only person comparable to Hannes Steinbach is Karl Anthony Towns when he was at Kentucky.
Really?
So they have very similar numbers and play styles. So yeah, everything starts with him. This offense is going to run through him, and I don't see any problem with Nebraska's defense with how they play off of each other, how they trap, how they rotate. I think they'll make him the priority and make other people beat them. And if they can do that, I really think Nebraska can run away with this one and have a 15-point win. Don't see any problem with that.
I absolutely see that. Looking at that, for instance, after last night, Kim Palm, they are now in the 12th spot from that perspective. Also, the net, they've rose to 7 in the net.
And that's big for seeding and all that coming up in a couple months. Man, we're actually so close to March already.
Oh, man, it's just like you want it to slow down just a little bit. Let's continue to enjoy what's happening with Nebraska basketball. You look at what's going around in the country. Again, we talked about it last night. There was some electric stuff last night when you watch it from the Hoops perspective. Where'd I go here? The computer's all kind of having some fun this morning with me.
There was some blowouts, and then there was some really good games late night. I watched that whole Purdue UCLA game, and UCLA has not performed well so far this year.
No.
And then they were missing Sky Clark, who is one of their best players. He's been out for a couple games.
Yep. And
they take down Purdue, number 4 at home.
Yep.
Just goes to show in the Big Ten, you cannot take a night off.
Never take a night off. As you well said there, Minnesota, you see them last night. I watched part of that game. It ended up being an Ohio State 8-point win, but that was in overtime, 15-7 overtime. Ohio State would be a team that we've already beat, but the Minnesota team is a very scrappy team. Indiana, boy, they have fallen off the chart just a little bit. They lose by 14 last night in Ann Arbor. Iowa picked up a win at home, a 6-point victory over Rutgers last night. And another game that was interesting, I watched the part of the Michigan State-Oregon game last night. It's a 16-point win, but that was a burst.
It was much
with
closer.
About the 8-minute mark.
Yeah.
There was a burst of points and misses by Oregon in that one. And again, you mentioned last night, 69-67, Purdue. They lose on the road, which, boy, again, that helped put you, the Huskers, alone at the top. Today, if you're looking from the Big Ten perspective of hoops, you got Maryland. They're headed to Illinois. So we're talking Washington at Nebraska. That'll be on BTN. They go BTN tonight. Boy, it is 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Northwestern is headed out west to USC. So there's a lot going on in hoops, man, but Nebraska, again, we'll continue to talk more about this when we have tea. Let's take our first break, and we come back, look at the NFL a little bit. Coaching stuff is starting to happen. Where will prospective coaches land? We'll talk about that and a whole lot more when we return.
I messed that up.
Nice, Greg. 4 rounds in January. Good God, boy. Good morning, Ernesto. Messages. Boy, there's like stuff.
Feels weird that my NFL team is 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
Boy, we're going to talk about that. Isn't that crazy?
I haven't felt this feeling in a long time.
That is insane. Your Patriots headed to Elijah's Broncos. I feel like we're going to have to pit you guys against each other at some point.
Some way.
I'm doing it. It's going to happen. I'm pitting you guys against each other. Yeah. You and you. I gave Elijah a thumbs down. He didn't know what I'm talking about. See, let's try this. I'm trying. I got to figure this 20. Why was it such a good year? Took my family to the Harlem Globetrotters here in town. That was fun. I was coaching my kid in T-ball. Put that in perspective.
Man, the Harlem Globetrotters.
And we went.
I haven't seen them in years.
Oh, I made a trip to Northwestern game. Chicago. Got little pictures of that.
Football?
Yeah. What else did I do that year? I don't know. I just need to know why 20s.
Yeah, according to my generation, that was the best year. So
let's see. That's it. Look, there's an article. Let's see.
I was a freshman in high school. Man, oh man.
50. Let's look at the 50 biggest sports moments of 2016. Welcome back in the morning hookup again. Happy hump day. Hope you guys having a great part of your middle week. All right, here it is. Right, I just went back. I'm trying to figure out this 2016 thing, and this is a Fox Sports article I found. Top 50 sports moments of 2016. I'm just going to go through the first one. How about that? The Warriors won 73 games. NBA. Wait a minute. Number 6. Got the number 6 in there just because Elijah. Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos.
Who did they play that year? They played that wasn't the Seahawks.
Oh my gosh.
I forget. Oh.
I don't even know. Somebody will let us know. Number 4. I ain't going there. Somebody's gonna come at me with that one.
Oh, it was the Panthers. That was the Cam Newton year when when he didn't jump on the fumbled snap. Yeah.
How about the Cavs won? Cavs and LeBron won the title that year.
Okay. Yeah, sports around that time when the Cavs and Warriors kept playing in the finals. That was a good time.
And then they got number 1 listed here. Cubs won the World Series.
Okay. Yeah. When they hadn't won in over 100 years.
I just realized why I blanked out on 2016, and I'm so mad. I was at this one. This is Carolina.
Ooh.
Villanova.
Oh, you were there?
I was there. Oh. Chris Jenkins. I was about 30 rows up midcourt.
Oh, no.
Marcus Page, double clutch. Boom, ties, and then the trailing Chris Jenkins knocks down the shot.
Confetti falls down.
Yeah, I ran out there. I ran. Usain Bolt won his 3rd straight 100-meter sprint. What else happened? It's kind of fun now.
I'm telling you. According to Gen Z, 2016 was the best.
Apparently. Huh.
Broncos, Panthers, Cubbies in 7. That was an electric series.
Man,
they were still the Indians at that time, I think. And I'll always remember Rajai Davis hitting a home run to left field. I think that was Game 6. And then the Cubbies at home, they were at Wrigley when they won the World Series. Dribbler to Chris Bryant throws it to Anthony Rizzo, and the Cubs win the World Series.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these. There's a lot of different ones in here, too, you can go through. Wow. So this is back when Mike Trout was healthy.
Yeah. He's had a tough career. Imagine if he was healthy his whole career, where he'd be at.
Mike Trout that year, he won the MVP that year. They were projecting him at that time to like break all these records.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that time. He was at that time in 26. I just read this. Sorry, I'm just going. This is kind of interesting. At that time, Mike Trout through his season, he was like almost 400 hits ahead of Pete Rose at that time. Ryan at 40 says he's a big 2017. Son was born. Thank you guys for all throwing it out there. It's the Panthers. We got to that answer. Panthers. Cubbies in 7. Maybe it was. Now we got to go to music. What the hell was happening with music? I don't even know. I'm done. I got to quit. I got to stop doing it. I'm down a rabbit hole. NFL coaching slate. Boy, that carousel is continue to just go around as you get word. Also, we all know John Harbaugh. He was announced yesterday. He took the helm. He won the press conference. They'll be waiting to see what that OC part looks like because of Todd Monken. Does Monken get a job somewhere? We don't know yet. It sounds like Mike McDaniel headed to the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Kind of like it.
Kind of like it. Getting a chance to get Justin Herbert under his wing and run that offense.
Because I think McDaniel is better suited for offensive coordinator. I think he calls a pretty good offense. Sometimes maybe he gets a little too cute, but just don't know if he's a head coach. I think he fits better in the offense.
Yeah, probably a good spot. I like that spot. What about Roberts? It's at how do I say his name? I always mess his name up.
Robert Saleh.
Yeah, Saleh. Gee, how do I mess that up? Headed to Tennessee and create that fun rivalry between those two head coaches.
With Cohen, yeah. Didn't really work out that well with the Jets.
Nope. I think he got the wrong. I don't think he had. I think he's a good head coach.
I think so.
He got a raw deal with talent, what they had there,
Mm-hmm.
everything's around me. I think you have a good, fresh start after coming off running a very, very pretty good defense, a hurt defense in San Francisco. Good run there. He'll be back at the helm. That'll create some fun magic. How about Stefanski to Atlanta? Baker had a few things to say.
Yeah.
We all know his time in Cleveland with Stefanski wasn't great.
He'll get him twice a year now. He'll get to show him, he'll get to show him why he shouldn't have shipped him off. I don't know. Stefanski's weird because I just feel like he's stubborn. He kept Dylan Gabriel in this year when it wasn't working out, and when they moved to Shedeur, they started playing better. They've always had a good defense. They just haven't. I don't know. Like they've never gotten over the hump. The Browns have always they've always been like a 4-13, 5-12, but they compete and they have good defenses. But he's not going to have a Myles Garrett down in Atlanta. He's not going to have a Denzel Ward. He's not going to have the guys that he had in Cleveland that he's going to have in Atlanta. So we'll see how things change when he gets down to Atlanta. I think he's an okay head coach. And things just didn't work out in Cleveland.
Yep.
So
I think it'll be interesting. Also, I think the biggest dominoes to fall is what Buffalo's going to do and where they're going to go with a Josh Allen starting or probably in his second side of his career. Not downside, but the side of it.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
I was having this discussion with somebody the other day. Do you think the Bills made the right decision?
Yes.
To get rid of McDermott?
Yes.
Do you think it was time? I
said this yesterday, whether it be about life, running a restaurant, running a business, a GM, whatever, and it also pertains to head coaches. You get to a point where maybe your voice just isn't enough anymore, or you're just missing something to get over the hump.
Yep.
McDermott did great things there, culture, all that. Got into the playoff 8 out of 9 years. 8-8. 8-8. Could never get over the hump to do what? Get to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Now, he had a tough draw. He had somebody in front of him. That's Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I say this a lot about like Phil Mickelson was a great golfer, but unfortunately there was this guy named Tiger,
right,
that stopped him from being all-time great, majors, all that, right? I also go back to, and I said this yesterday, in the college basketball world, Roy Williams, many years at Kansas, making it to the Final Four, made it to the championship. Guess what? He never won one there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Carolina with the roster. They had a good roster there, got there. Also insert Bill Self to Kansas. What happened within a couple years of both those programs? They both won titles.
Mm-hmm.
Roy goes on to win 3. Couldn't do it at Kansas. There was something there. They got a guy to elevate. I think Buffalo it's in a unique situation where it's time to elevate. Because I think in the Baltimore situation and in the Bill situation, you have quarterbacks primed. Quarterbacks and talent primed in both those locations to get over the hump. But it's how do you get to that point? What level of coach? I know we talked to Brian Munson yesterday. A fan is not into the coordinator situation. What level? Is Mike Tomlin back on the board now? I don't know. But I'd be calling. Who do we have?
I think he's got something to say about Robert Saleh.
Oh, boy. I can't wait to hear this. Ernesto, what's up, brother?
Not too much, man. I actually don't have anything about Saleh, but I've been in training all week, and I had a lobby to start at noon today because I was going through withdrawals on the morning hookup.
Yes.
So I'm hooked up to the IV, which is the morning hookup. In addition to that, this town is pretty cool about not winning, and I made a mint on the national championship game. I took the over, and if they hadn't hit that field goal, I would have lost a lot, but I made a lot.
Oh, I love it. That town's got to be buzzing with the Jags.
Yeah, the future's so bright, we got to wear shades. And one more thing, Bill.
Yep.
I applied for Slims, and I got a denial letter. I said I knew you.
Oh, thanks, Ernesto. Oh, sometimes that doesn't work. Oh, that's good. So those jobs, I think they're interesting jobs. When you start looking at this carousel, where do people land? When you look right now, are the articles, they're starting to write about the early names coming out for the boat. It's been really quiet on the Baltimore side. 5 candidates to replace McDermott. How do you feel about these? And they're all coordinators, by the way. How about Joe Brady, your OC? He's at the top. Is he the guy? He's also interviewed with Baltimore and received interest from the Dolphins on that side. Chris Shula, DC at the Rams. Clint Kubiak, I think that's a hot commodity when you look at the head coaching world right now. Watch him. Obviously, he is still in the midst, trying to head that offense to the Super Bowl. Watch that name. We talked about Jesse Minter, DC out at LA, the Chargers. I love this one. I love every time there's a coaching cycle coming around. I love the fact that they all want to throw John Gruden's name in. Not the worst thing. Could it be?
Do you think he ever comes back to coaching? Because I think he should. The man eats, breathes, and sleeps football.
I think the problem with that is that he's isn't he still got a lawsuit against NFL or something?
Oh, he might.
What? Is this real? Okay. Here's the deal. We're going to come back. We got to reset because I'm like, this is crazy. This is wild.
Yeah,
NFL nervous. Coaching carousel is moving. We talked about that with Harbaugh being announced. Mike McDaniel, good landing spot with the Chargers. It's been really quiet on the Baltimore coaching side, which some of these leads me to believe that there's some of these coaches, they're still coaching. They're part of one of the 4 teams, right? You would be led to believe on some of these. They're letting it lay low a little bit, and how important those 2 hires are going to be for Baltimore and Buffalo. But let's take a break. We're going to reset.
Yeah, I apologize for being slightly delayed getting in here. Schmidt, I had an interview this morning, and then we have some breaking news that Schmidt and I had to discuss because it's wild.
This is wild news. It's with Nebraska. It talks about the 2027 time frame. Let's talk about that in Coach Eck when we return. Gonna bring it up. Wow. No, and it's not the new Buc-ee's coming to the Gretna Mall, okay?
Go check Greg Smith's Twitter feed.
Yes, if you want to take a peek, we're gonna get there. because that Bucky's going into Gretna Mall is a big news too. We briefly got to hang out and talk this morning about waking. Yep, exactly. Waking up and Nebraska ball sitting at the top of the Big Ten alone.
Wow.
I know, right? Can't get past that, can you?
Yeah, I got home from my high school basketball game last night and flip on the TV. I got UCLA and Purdue are tied.
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a great game.
Well, again, we just went back and talked about being the top, but also no nights off. No nights off. I watched a lot of the Minnesota-Ohio State game. Highly contested. That was overtime at Ohio State.
Minnesota is just a team that's going to frustrate the hell out of you.
Because they have such a great system, but they don't necessarily have all the guys you need to run it.
You can coach.
Kind of feels like Hoiberg's team with Walker and Greasel.
Yes.
Where they're dangerous, but it's not all the pieces that they have to want to run that show. And I'm not talking just in terms of how they play their offense. I'm just talking in terms of a system that is dangerous, but it's not perfectly ready to go yet.
Yes.
But it can still scare some folks and get some wins. It's kind of my feel. Like that Minnesota team's going to be really good.
Really good. They are. And they got a coach to coach. X and O's, man. Did you guys catch? I was watching last night. It's all over X now. Twice this one I call it Twitter. Tom Izzo in the huddle last night.
Yeah.
I missed that. No.
He told one of his players, Kurt, you cannot guard my mother. My mother. She's 96. Said he can't guard his mom. Oregon gave them a battle last night for a while. I mean, obviously, it was a big run at the end.
This news is still shocking.
I don't even know, man. I'm like, it's shocking. That's real too. It's real.
That'll be fun as hell to watch.
That's hilarious.
You hear it?
Kerr, you can't guard my mother.
My mother. He yells it back. She's 96, by the way.
Then post game, he and my mom will be going at it in the nursing home gym, and we'll see how it goes.
He's a fantastic get. Welcome back in the morning. Hookup. Happy hump day. Thanks for hanging out with us. This song gives me a little crawlies, a little bit, just because this is the whole Scott Frost thing. He is not coming home at all. Okay, he's not. He's not. This is shocking. It is, right? I'm not overstating this when we say this. What's happening? Go ahead. Elijah, take it. You brought it to us.
Well, last night, quarterback Trey Taylor tweeted, "Buckle up, Nebraska." And sunglasses.
Buckle up. All right, what? When I saw that, I'm like, well, we got more. We got some unexpected portal stuff going on, or was it Ahmad Hudson? Is he already announcing? Yeah, you draw a lot of conclusions from these.
This news breaks 20 minutes ago. 4-star quarterback Trey Taylor is now transferring from Carmel Catholic to Millard South, and he will play his senior season of high school football
right in the home
for
state,
the Patriots.
Right in the home state of Nebraska.
The quote, this comes from our friend Greg Smith. The original thought, this is from Trey Taylor, the quote, the original thought was to be there to focus on helping peer recruit. I didn't want to miss any of the guys that we will need. That's why he says he's making this move to Nebraska to finish out his high school football career. That's something.
This kid loves Nebraska, and I love it.
I'm trying to put this into perspective. Is that it? Is it like this kid is the most all-in kid you've ever seen?
Yeah. Can I get season tickets for Millard South football now? I mean, we've seen how stacked this team is with talent.
Yeah.
And you can talk about recruiting or whatnot all you want to. They play within the rules. Let that be known first and foremost. I know there was the one issue with the ineligible kid to start off the season. That seemed to be more of a paperwork issue than a team not trying to play by the rules issue. So based on how the rules are set in Nebraska right now, Millard South is playing by the rules. Is that good for the other schools? No, probably not, but they're not cheating by any means. They've been bringing in boatloads of talent, and now they bring in one of the top quarterbacks in the country to come quarterback the Patriots next season.
This is shocking.
It's wild.
Wild, unexpected.
Is there a schedule up for 2026? Are they?
We should find out. This is incredible.
I don't think their schedule is officially
think it's
released
out yet.
No, it's not. But
wow. Well, not just their schedule and like where they're going to be. Obviously, there'll be some home games up there. Where in Lincoln, where they venture down to play.
That's what I'm curious about.
Where in Lincoln, what teams?
Because
that you better check out the.
If at all possible,
QB.
we will be covering at least one of the Millard South games that they're playing in Lincoln. On
I think
KFOR.
that's a foregone conclusion now.
I don't. It's
unheard of.
It's not completely unheard of.
Well,
there's been some guy. If you guys remember Christian Lokacher, this is over 10 years ago now. He was a Texas A&M commit, and he flips his commit, comes to Nebraska, and then for his senior season transfers up to Lincoln Southwest and played with Josh Banderas.
Mm-hmm.
Right before signing day, though, Lokacher flipped to LSU and was a big piece of that LSU defensive line for a couple of years before he tore up his knees, which was unfortunate. Still got training camp look, I know, in the NFL, but this is the last one I can remember at least affecting Nebraska. This has come to other high school football programs in the country where you're getting a whole bunch of transfers in. But Millard South is trying to build a regional power. And by bringing in a quarterback from Chicago, Illinois to come play your senior season, good luck to the rest of Nebraska high school football. That's what I'll say. Good luck.
Yeah, that's
and for the high school football fans out there, sit back and enjoy.
Are we feeling different? Okay, it is going to be the question. One, that's awesome, Trey Taylor. All in. He's here to do that. Are we get high school level wise? There's going to be a lot of talk about this, right? Because we know what last year Millard South did. Will this be a different conversation with that team and with high school sports because it's Trey Taylor and he's going to Nebraska? Because there was a lot of people going, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen. But none of those kids were coming to Nebraska, right? We're going to be okay with this one.
You're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
No.
I still think there will be
like, it's almost like, oh man, that's awesome. He's here. He's all in. We're going to protect the Nebraska border at all costs.
I still think there should and probably will be questions about what these teams like Millard South. Do you have them play more of a regional schedule while they're still eligible to go compete for the state title? I mean, I don't think we want to see Millard South going and beating everyone by 70 like we did this year.
We do not. I would tell you this from a fan of the game. I don't think we want to. And again, do the other schools want to come play them? Will they be like, no? Do we see more of that?
I mean, how fun would it be to have a team like IMG Academy come play in Omaha?
No,
and come play the Patriots.
Talking about building a different schedule.
A Matter Day type team, like some of these other powers around the country. If that's what Millard South is trying to build, I think those are the teams you have them play against. The question is, how do you have them play a schedule like that and still have them be eligible to go win a state title? Because I don't believe if you build a team like that, I still think you should be eligible for a state title. But should you have them beating up on Nebraska teams every single week? Probably not.
No. Now he's the only one. It's there. Are there more coming? Are there more still there? I don't know what the rest of the roster looks like. Obviously, there. He's. I don't want to say it that he's bringing people with him. I don't know how that looks. Right? I don't know.
Well, I'll say
because
based on how Millard South built their roster last year, I'm not going to sit back and think that Millard South isn't going to be trying to bring in other players from across the Midwest to come in and bolster their program.
Yeah. they do lose a lot from the championship team that they just had. So it makes more than enough sense to go out and get kids from not just the metro area, but also, like you said, the entire Midwest.
Now my question becomes,
there's so many questions.
What other 2027 Nebraska recruits want to come play for Millard South?
Who wants to get, is this because
I mean, so you look at Nebraska's guy, Trey Taylor now is going to be a Millard South quarterback. You already have Torrey Pittman for Omaha Central. Does he move down the road to Millard South? I don't think so. I think so, he seems to be pretty prideful about his Omaha Central. But you look at Amir Brown, North Carolina. Is that a guy that you try to get to move to Nebraska to come play for Millard South? Tay Ellis, very talented wide receiver.
It's almost like you're creating your own mini camp.
Does Matt Erickson go from Millard North to Millard South?
That'd be interesting. But does Nebraska try to get these 2027 guys to come play football in the state of Nebraska, raise the recruiting profile? Is this the play to go raise the recruiting profile of Nebraska high school football to make it easier to recruit in-state, to have more talent in-state, to get more attention on Nebraska's in-state kids?
There's a lot behind it. Well, this one, as it starts to go across social media channels, I think it will send a little bit of shockwaves through that. And again, you get a kid here. He's here to do some in-state stuff, get people to all in. But I see. I mean, again, good gosh, what happened?
Oh no, this is not. Trey Taylor has now taken to Twitter and responded to this, saying this decision was not taken lightly. I will be living in Lincoln and commuting to Omaha daily.
Wow.
Any chance I'm allowed in the football facilities, I'll be there. I'm treating this kind of like a redshirt year at a slower pace. I don't want to miss a single recruit that comes in. None of this is possible without my coach, which I think is his personal quarterback coach. Oh, no, the head coach at Carmel Catholic, Jason McKee, and his support. Him giving me the green light to go be great. Nothing but love to him. And, of course, to my Coursera football teammates, my progress is faster because of you. Thank you to the Coursera's community. But living in Lincoln, commuting up to Omaha to go play for Millard South, I mean, that's not a bad drive.
No.
About 45 minutes. Yeah.
It depends. If you live on one of the northeast edges of Lincoln.
There's a whole plan here, folks.
Yeah.
There's more of this.
Yeah, most definitely.
You couldn't have him play for a Lincoln high school football team, though? I say that kind of greedily.
There's more to this. You can feel it as you hear those type of comments. Living in Lincoln, going to school in Omaha, commuting. I need to be in the facility as much as I can as possible. What's the plan here?
Treating this like an early redshirt season, which I'd assume means there's probably going to be some collaboration between Millard South and Nebraska for probably the plan for Millard South's offense.
Keep talking to
and
me.
The development plan.
Keep talking to me.
Are you creating like a prep school of sorts, a feeder school? Huh. I am very curious about how this is all going to work out.
Yes, I'm curious about all of this. And one would hope and one would know it's all within the rules.
What a wild world we live in now. I feel like, talking about 2016, I feel like 10 years ago, this is something that would not have happened.
No. There's a lot of questions.
Do you think the University of Nebraska can comp his gas mileage? Is that a recruiting violation? Is he going to pay for that himself? It's a lot. I've done occasional commuting up to Omaha for like morning radio. It's really not that bad. It's kind of relaxing. Flip on your tunes. You have to get up a little. You have to get up a little early. But I used to do some work for Madonna Rehab Hospital up in their kitchen and would drive up to Omaha on weekends and go work up there. And then previous radio job, driving up to Omaha, doing some shows from up there. It's kind of, I kind of like that peaceful early morning drive. Get to listen to the tunes, listen to the podcast, sip on your coffee. But man, driving up to Omaha every single day. I guess for some folks out there, a 45-minute commute is pretty standard. I know that's not around here, but in big cities like Chicago and whatnot.
Heck, from my house to here, it takes me 20. So
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
right.
True.
There's a lot of questions.
And you think about some of the big metro areas, the Chicago's, Kansas City's, LA's. I mean, a 45-minute commute is short for some people.
There's a lot of questions here. We'll let it roll. Developing situation, but word is now it's official. Trey Taylor will be playing his senior season, Miller South, just up the road. So I'm sure questions will be asked. I'm sure Coach Rule does not have to speak anymore at this point right now. Maybe not the questions he wants to get, but that is what's happening. We also know, I got word, Coach Eckler. Eckler headed to USC. He is out. Thought. There's a lot of intriguing thoughts behind this. And we don't know. There's a lot of unknowns that we don't know. Obviously, I've had a lot of people look at me and go, with the who cares look, because of the resume.
I wonder if you read the tea leaves, read it between the lines here. If Matt Rule offered him a contract extension back in October, as he said, some people say, there's clearly some sort of disconnect. Rule doesn't like the personality of Eckler. No, I don't think this comes from Rule's side at all. This feels to me, it's a guy that, for whatever reason, after a year, and we know he's been a bit of a nomad through college football.
Counting high school,
this is now his
13th job since high school.
13th job now.
2 years the most he's ever been in a place.
You made probably 4 years at Tennessee. Four years at Tennessee, but that's the maximum.
Other than that, it's very.
But for whatever reason, he sat back and said, Nebraska is not the spot I want to be at next year. And that's the why to me. This is not Rule in Nebraska forcing him out by any means. This is Coach Eckler saying, I don't want to be at Nebraska. And there's been theories out there. Maybe he wanted to coach a position. Maybe he sees the writing on the wall, thinks Nebraska isn't for him. Maybe there was some sort of wedge driven between Rule and Eckler through the course of the season into the offseason. He said, this isn't the spot for me. I don't know what the why is, but for whatever reason, this is Coach Eckler saying, I don't want to be at Nebraska in 2026. And that's a concern for Husker fans. And it should be a concern for Husker fans. That your best assistant coach sits back and says, yeah, Nebraska's not the spot for me. 1 year was enough for me.
Again, another story with way more questions that we won't have really any answers to. But again, there's an optic when you look at this, right? Like you just said, what it could have been, what it might have been. And it could be as simple as he wanted to coach a position on defense. And he didn't get that opportunity here. Maybe he wants to do that somewhere else. Or, because I go back and I tend to think maybe some of the wedge talk, maybe some of that, as Coach Rule said, we were hoping to be as good as Iowa on special teams, and we didn't get there. Now, was that coach speak trying to motivate his guy? Don't know. But it led me to believe that there was something going a little bit further in that.
You have a bloody nose.
Oh, gosh.
It could be
I don't know. This news could give me a bloody nose.
It could be a myriad of things. Both of you mentioned what it could be. The reality is we don't know. And I guess, all you can really say is it's what you said earlier with McDermott. It's just business.
I'll do a lot to say. I'll say the same thing as a kid as they transfer. Hey, good luck, coach.
Yep.
Good luck at your next stop.
That's the decision
you find
make.
what you're looking for.
Yep.
Or I hope that's the spot where you can be happy, be successful. Just like I tell any kid, Dylan Rail, I hope you find Oregon and it's going to be the most successful thing for you, the best thing for you. Congrats.
Yep.
It's a business. Coach Rule he told you there's stuff in place. Will kids make decisions to leave because they might have been, maybe you're going to miss the culture build. You're going to miss the energy, all that, not discount that. But if you're gone, you're gone. And Coach Rule said, either you're in or you're in.
Yeah.
You're out.
That was the point I was going to bring up. If you're going to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that's not the kind of guy you want in your culture. You got to have guys that are all in, everybody with the same mindset coming together. And, you can be upset about it all you want, but at the end of the day, you got to wish them good luck and say, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But
again, I think locally you feel like, you lost your best assistant.
Look how good special teams were last year, and now we lose.
1 year impact. I get it.
And it feels like the sky is falling, the world is ending, but in reality, it's everything's going to be okay.
Everybody is expendable, by the way, and replaceable in life. You are. It's not like we're going to next year, again, good special, right? Great. It's not like we're going to quit. Like next year we can't punt. Next year we can't kick field goals. X gone. Ain't going to happen. When we come back, we're going to talk some more Husker basketball, Henry T. Buchanan, and a whole lot more. We'll be right back.
Care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When winter weather hits and the power goes out, will your family still have heat, light, and communication? The Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from My Patriot Supply gives you serious off-grid power. It'll run heaters, refrigerators, medical devices, and more without gas or noise. Right now, you can double your power for free with a free expansion battery when you order the Grid Doctor 3300. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get your Grid Doctor 3300 today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Make hauling easy with the MWC Park Can Easy Dump. This satellite dumper goes where big garbage trucks can't and can haul everything from trash to yard waste to recycling. The fully automatic Easy Dump fits in the back of a standard pickup truck, so there's no need for a CDL license. Perfect for alleys, gated communities, condos, parks, anywhere. Come see the Easy Dump yourself at MWC Can in Lincoln, or go to MWC-can.com today.
Thank a teacher who has made a difference in your life. In honor of Teacher Recognition Day in March, KFOR and Lincoln Public Schools Thank You Teacher Contest gives current and former students a chance to show their appreciation. 5 teachers and the students that nominate them will be invited to a special breakfast at the Governor's Mansion. Submit your entry by going to KFORnow.com.
Nominations must be received by 5 p.m. January 31st. Say thanks to your favorite teacher today.
Between all the holiday parties,
Weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. At the World Economic Forum in Switzerland today, President Trump insisted the U.S. still wants to take over Greenland, but that force won't be used to do it.
We probably won't get anything unless they decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay, now everyone's saying, oh, good.
The president saying only the U.S. is able to provide the security that Greenland needs. Here's ABC White House correspondent Karen Travers.
The president said when it comes to that acquisition, that those countries who are right now pushing back very strongly on his push on this, he said to them, we want a piece of ice for world protection. He kept repeating that. He also said they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember.
Back in Washington, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are moving ahead with contempt of Congress charges against Bill and Hillary Clinton over their refusal to testify in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. There's a major winter storm starting up this week, beginning in Texas with frigid temperatures, a reminder of the cold snap that caused widespread power outages in the state 5 years ago. ABC's Jim Ryan is in Dallas.
The cold snap of 2020 left more than 200 people dead and millions without electricity. It also spurred operators of the Texas power grid to replace aging equipment and to weatherproof its infrastructure. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, insists that it's ready for the blast of Arctic air that's expected to push temperatures below freezing for 60 hours starting early Saturday.
Closing arguments underway in Texas. The trial of a Uvalde school police officer accused of not doing enough during the Robb Elementary School shooting. For the 19th year in a row, Apple sits atop Fortune's list of the most admired companies in the world. Microsoft and Amazon coming in second and third. This is ABC News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Two people shot in a northeast Lincoln neighborhood. Good morning. I'm Jeff Mose. We're up to 28 degrees. The wind chill at 17 at KFOR. Two men were shot around 8 o'clock Tuesday night in the area of 66th and Colfax in the Havelock area of northeast Lincoln. LPD Lieutenant Jason Goodwin tells KFOR News officers soon after were dispatched to an area hospital for a 21-year-old Lincoln man with a gunshot wound and an 18-year-old man also with a gunshot wound.
The 21-year-old in the leg and the 18-year-old in the arm.
Both were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Officers found multiple shell casings at the scene. More details about this can be found at KFORnow.com. A bill that would go before Nebraska lawmakers would allow the State of Nebraska Hall of Fame Committee to be able to nominate and induct one living person into the hall and honor them inside the state capitol. LB 1159 is sponsored on behalf of Hastings Senator Dan Lanowski and Governor Jim Pillen. If the bill passes, it would supersede prerequisites for nomination used by the Hall of Fame Commission, but only for this one-time purpose. One name being considered for his contributions toward youth athletics, politics, and volunteerism is former Nebraska head football coach Tom Osborne. Former Fremont State Senator Lynn Walls earlier today announced her candidacy to run for governor here in Nebraska. It's coming off a 2-month-long exploratory committee and statewide listening tour. And going on until 5 today and from 9 to 5 tomorrow, it's the Broadcasters Unite for Life blood drive to help the Nebraska Community Blood Bank. The drive is happening at the Havelock United Methodist Church off of 60th and Morrill. Carrie Lundeen is with the Nebraska Community Blood Bank. She told Lincoln's Morning News on KFOR it doesn't take very long to donate blood. Roughly 7 to about 10 minutes.
Most of the process is answering questions about your health history and hanging out afterwards and having some cookies and juice and crackers. So the donation itself is actually very simple.
Lundeen says every blood type is needed from O negative to O positive, being the lowest in supply. All donors will get a complimentary Nebraska Community Blood Bank shirt and lunch from Chick-fil-A. This afternoon, sunny and breezy with a wind advisory in effect now until 6 this evening, a high around 47. I'm Jeff Moats, KFOR News.
When it comes to your building, experience matters. Stutzman Mechanical has served Lincoln and Lancaster County since 2002. They specialize in water heater service, sales, and installation for residential and commercial properties. Gas, electric, heat pump, and steam with warranties up to 10 years. With new regulations this October, commercial property owners need a contractor they can trust. Call Chris. 402-560-8449 or find them on Facebook.
Regular size loaves of bread may be too much of a good thing if you're single, a young couple just starting out, or an empty nester. Now, thanks to Village Hearth half loaves, you can have just the right amount of fresh, delicious bread for toast and your favorite sandwiches. Village Hearth half loaves come in 5 flavorful varieties, including Dakota-style 12-grain, honey wheat, and premium white. You're sure to find the one that's just right. Village Hearth half loaves, the perfect size for...
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Happy Hump Day, Bill. That's
one of the most misheard lyrics.
Yeah, I know.
It's wrapped up like a deuce, like number 2.
Yes, it doesn't feel like nothing.
A lot of people hear that as something else, but it is in fact deuce. You know where I heard that? Our good friends over at 92.9.
Yay!
I think that was Scott Taylor. I went, oh! I thought there was something different the whole time.
Welcome back. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Kobe's back. Kobe's back. Why'd you want soup? You want for the game tonight? You want tonight? I'll be down.
My uncle's got an extra ticket. I also have the media pass.
Yeah,
that I
go.
use.
I dog in the media. What do you want to do tonight? You want to like
Here's the
report
thing.
on the game?
Here's the thing. If I have the media pass, I can get my way in.
Yeah, and then go somewhere else.
I can get a free meal in the media room.
Yeah, but
then I go sit in the stands.
But you're rolling the dice.
Am I?
With the meal? I don't know.
That feels like tampering somehow.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'll go shake some hands on press row and then
head
to my uncle's seats. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
He also wants to know if you talked to Trey Taylor yet. No, but Trey Taylor has spoke.
Don't have his number. Sorry.
Kobe said, YZ, what's good? He liked the hat collection expansion.
We're getting there. I think we're up to 35 now.
I have like 3 I like. I have like 3 I like and like 2 others I go sometimes.
See, the problem is I have so many but I don't wear all of them. Some of them just sit there and they're.
Do you have like a hat wall?
I'm getting there. I have hooks.
Yeah.
Hooks.
Woo!
I'm like the 3M strips, and then you can hang your hat on them.
Yeah.
So I need that. I need that organization for my hats. I'm like getting that way with hats and shoes now. I'm like,
see, I've been meaning to do that with hats for like 6 years, and then I never do because I always there's like 3 or 4 I actually wear.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I started like half the wall, and so there's like 5 hats hanging up right now, and then the others are just kind of sitting over here.
oh, sorry. We talked the topic of Trey Taylor.
Oh yes.
Yes. Oh yeah. That was the last.
We actually talked to him.
8.
Yeah, you missed it. We had him on last segment.
Yeah, let me.
I'm like, have y'all talked? I mean, they talked to him yet. He didn't call us.
You better be in class right now.
I can't go there.
Kids got to be academically eligible.
Yeah.
Get to math. Get to math, bud.
Put your phone away. Why are you tweeting right now?
We just need a C.
Can I step out for a minute? Something just broke. I got to talk about it.
Like, guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm moving to Nebraska effective immediately.
I have a car waiting.
Yeah. The limo pulls up. It's crazy what high school football players, what their lives can be like now. The NIL era.
I have a car waiting. Oh man, that's good stuff. Again, Trey Taylor, heading out, coming to Nebraska, Millard South. Tonight we got a big hoops game tonight. Elijah's talking about going. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Washington coming to town, a little performing Washington team. They are tall up front. They're 6'11", 6'11". They both go pretty tall there. They got a dynamic freshman in the middle there, double guy, double machine. Looking at this game tonight, going into it, I think there's a couple of things it's hard to say this because there's a couple things I'd like to see with an 18-0 team. You're back at home, electric crowd, Rank returning to form. Obviously, there's been a lot of conversations about Rank and is he hurt? I think we're getting some. It shows you maybe how dynamic this team is in its rotations. There are nights, the last couple of nights, you have not needed that full arsenal of rank. I would like to see it back a little bit. Those shots falling at a higher clip that we're accustomed to seeing from him. He's hit some big shots. What that looks like. Continue to value the basketball in an environment like this. And I think it's one of those things as they continue their process through this season, continue to play from the front, continue to play out front, continue to now, as you've been doing, you're at top of the Big Ten. Play like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play down.
Well, and it's a team that stylistically, with the players they have in the system they run, they are a nightmare for anyone to prepare for.
Yes.
Anyone. You're sitting back and just praying Nebraska, the guys like Price Sanford and Braden Frager and Rink Mast, just you happen to run into them on a cold shooting night where all of them are cold.
And
how many nights
not been the case.
Have we seen any nights this year where all of them have been cold?
No.
Dating back, I mean, maybe some non-con games, but
the unique part about this is, yes, there's been nights where all of them or most of them have been cold.
Somebody steps up.
But somebody steps up.
Jamarcus,
Again, we've had Jamarcus step up. The emergence of Brendan Frager, because Frager wasn't where he's at today a month ago.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But he emerged. He became your second half guy, right? He became your, it's 8 minutes to go. Frager, get in. All right, I'm here. Right? But there's been one constant thing that has progressively become elite. That is the defense.
Yeah.
They have the stylistic of defense, the physicality to keep them in every game. You can go through their schedule and look. They've won games. I mean, I go back where they score 100 and win. They've scored 60 in the 60s and won. The one constant has been two. They have valued the basketball in most games, right? They haven't had the explosive 17 turnover night, which is always possible. 2, their defensive effort has been 1,000% every single night.
Every night.
That's the frustrating part. I think that's the most frustrating part for teams is when they play Nebraska, they don't see it, but then they feel it in those games. I think teams walk in, and maybe not now going forward, but I think teams like maybe the Michigan State, very athletic team. You go a team like Illinois, very physical team going, man, these guys are relentless. They play great defense. They've caused more issues than us than we even ever thought we'd have.
And based on recent success for Washington, really since Big Ten play has opened up, Nebraska's defense should be able to really give Washington some fits.
Yeah.
I got some stats for you here.
Rock.
So first off, this is the third straight top 15 team that Washington will be playing, and their fourth top 15 opponent in the last 5 games. So they've been on a murderer's row of a schedule.
Oh, have you seen who they played?
Oh, yeah.
They're January.
Ridiculous.
At Indiana, at Purdue, home against, which was a win, Ohio State, Michigan State. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, before that, they played a non-con against Utah.
Murderer's row.
Wow.
But last time out against Michigan State, the Huskies made 3 of 19 from behind the arc.
Mm-hmm. They're awful. They only make like 7 again.
It was the 6th time in the last 8 games that Washington shot under 30% from 3-point land. 6th in the last 8 games. That being said, they did outscore Michigan State in the paint, but it didn't really matter because they were down most of the game. They shot 64% inside the arc. What does Nebraska do? They take you inside the arc.
They're going to funnel you into the paint.
Funnel you into the paint, collapse down on you. Teams never shoot as well from 2-point range as they do against other opponents against Nebraska. And if Washington can't knock down threes tonight, it's going to be a long, long night for them.
Yep.
Long night. That being said, they still have Haynes Steinbach. That's a guy that I actually think freshman. He's got some size. I think
they got 2 guys that go 6'11", 6'11" across the front.
Yeah, Steinbach, 11 double-doubles this season. He's actually got the mobility, I think, to be a good cover guy on a rink. But to me, it's not Washington's defense. It's the offense that there's a lot of question marks about how they match up. Kind of similar to the Northwestern team, but they don't have the grit. And we talked with Robin about this. This is an underperforming Washington team. They are paying lots of money for this roster, and they just have not come together. They can't shoot the 3 ball well. And stylistically, with how their offense plays, I think it is a really, really bad matchup. They're going to have to bring it on the defensive end. And I do think their defense can cause Nebraska a little bit more trouble than some previous opponents, like, say, Northwestern and Oregon. And
I feel like we're playing
Indiana.
Northwestern almost all over again.
It's
in this game.
But it's a less gritty team than Northwestern.
Yes, the less gritty, but the same type. Like you go back to Martinelli, that was his name, the kid from Northwestern.
Mhm.
You feel like you're going to do the same thing here. Like you feel like a Steinbach might get his. He's averaging 18 and 11, 20 and 10 over the in league play right now. He's a guy that might cause you some problems, but overall, you feel like it's a Nebraska win. The things I saw 12.5 up to 12.5.
Yeah. If you can neutralize Steinbach and make them shoot, honestly, let them shoot because they're not going to hit them. Like I said earlier, I think Nebraska runs away with this one. They won't have enough offense to keep up. I got Nebraska winning by like 15.
Yeah.
They need some big freshman performances. Hayden Steinbach is one. Again, 10 double-doubles in 15 career games, so he's been consistent. Not a huge scoring threat in terms of he's not going to go off for 30 tonight.
No.
But he's been pretty consistent for him as a freshman, which is impressive. You have JJ Mandequit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He had been struggling, but he put up 15 points against Michigan. Hit some, I think he was 75% behind the arc that game. Kind of brought a 3-point shooting presence that Washington's really been lacking. And then you have Jacob Ugnesevich, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He made his debut 2025 ASUN Player of the Year, transferred in, had a foot injury that took him a while to come back from, but he made his debut against Michigan. So you have some guys from Washington that they're hoping can take some strides. And like if it is a Washington upset tonight, it'll be because these newcomers have stepped up and played in a way that they haven't played all season long. But I don't circle Nebraska at Pinnacle Bank Arena as the night for all of these guys to all go have career nights. That's what it's going to take. They're going to need pretty much their entire starting lineup, which is chock full of freshmen and newcomers, to all come together and play in a way they haven't played all season long.
It's another night for Nebraska to stay right, get out, get a big lead. Hopefully you can continue to see. Maybe Rink only plays that 20 to 25 again. That'd be another night for some rest. He's healthy. Coach has told you that. Maybe a night also. Hopefully, if you get to that point, you're out in front. You get some Garcia some valuable minutes. You get Kendall Blue some valuable minutes. Leo Curtis, things like that. But I think this is a opportunity for Nebraska to take that thing to 19-0. Then we'll be looking to the Minnesota game on Saturday. So good stuff. Let's take a break. We come back. He's already texting me. Coming up, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan.
What's up, fellas? What's up,
Hey, well,
Bill, Elijah, and YZ?
That's a great question. I won't even. I asked him that. Look at it. He's like, "Well, how does that work?"
Maybe
How does that work?
Have you seen the news, Motzi?
I like what you call Martinelli. I ain't gonna say it on the air though.
Hey, one of my guys.
Yeah. Did you hear that, T? That 2027 Nebraska football, Trey Taylor, the quarterback, is transferring from his high school. He's going to play at Millard South next year.
Really?
He's going to play his senior year at Millard South.
Okay.
Mozi's got something to say.
Yeah, Trey Taylor is transferring from where he's at to Millard South.
So he's going to go to Millard South?
But he's
living in Lincoln.
What?
Don't you have to move? Don't you have to have?
You have to be in the domicile.
Yes.
Apparently, they figured it out where he's going to be living in Lincoln and commuting every single day.
That is going to raise a bunch of red flags.
Yes.
Well, does that mean Millard South isn't going to be playing a Nebraska schedule next year?
Well, if they're going to go and play all across the country,
that's what I'm wondering.
Well, I don't know. That the rule of thumb is you have to be, I think, within the domicile, at least the city, with an open district. I mean, like if you lived, let's say you lived at 144th and West Center Road and you wanted to go to Omaha Central, you could still do that if you opt in, through the transfer process at Omaha Public Schools.
Yeah.
Has.
Well, I lived 168th and Fort for a while, and I went to Millard North.
We were talking about also why
he said, I'll be living in Lincoln, commuting to Omaha. Any chance to be in the Nebraska facilities, I'll be there, kind of like a redshirt year at a lower pace.
Wow.
YZ brought up a great question.
Now,
how many other kids in the area might transfer that are Nebraska recruits to play at Millard South?
But that's interesting because Brian Washington's son was at Southeast, and they actually had to physically move to Omaha, outside Omaha, for him to play that 1 year at, was it Miller South was number one? Is that the number one team?
Yeah. Yep. And then he was at Norris.
Yes, he ended up coming back.
Yeah.
And then went to Norris, but they actually had to move.
Yeah.
That's
a rule. That's an NSA rule.
Yeah.
Hey, T, I was going to tell you, I'm very happy for you, and this is coming from me because you know my allegiance. I'm very happy for you guys this year, and I just wanted to pass that on to you. I hadn't had a chance to talk to you and let you know I'm very happy for you because that's a great team that Coach Hoiberg's got right now.
Appreciate that, Jeff. And and coming from you, I know where your heart is, because your brother was a stud there, and I get it. And we're talking about great Blue Jays, which I don't have an issue with. Some of my former teammates might, but I don't have an issue with none of the teams I've ever played against, because we're just competing. Now the fans may, but not the players. But that's huge.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Happy Hump Day. Our guy, Husker legend, Henry T. Buchanan. T, what's up?
What's up? What's up, Bill, Elijah, and YZ, man? Everybody's in a phenomenal mood, a great mood, and I'm even in a better mood. Being I'm born a Hoosier and watching Indiana take down Miami was the other day was a beautiful sight. I got a text from my dad right after the game and said we did it. And so everybody in Indiana is pretty fired up. One of my coworkers, she's from Indiana, so it's a lot of Indiana love that's going around, and it was funny. And I don't know if y'all heard. Well, I'm sure y'all listened to the post-game show by the coach of Indiana. And, it's funny when you're winning, all of a sudden you got the best fans in the world. And I said, you can't compete with Nebraska, win, lose, or draw, because those fans were not there when y'all were, well, ain't they pegged as, and I'm not going to criticize them, I'm a Hoosier, but they are the losing this Division I program in the history of college football. But which makes this feat even more outstanding, and kudos to him and his staff and those players, and they had to not only play against Miami. I'll say it, those referees were pretty biased in my opinion, even though they were Big 12 refs. But I just felt that they missed a lot of calls, kind of on both ends, but more on Miami.
I was going to ask
they were letting them play.
Let them play.
Well, they let Miami play a little bit more. Let's put it that way.
Speaking of being a Hoosier and from the Hoosier state and on the football side, is Shu okay? How's Shu keep relating state championship basketball stuff?
Yes. Oh, his correlation. And I have to hear this daily. Every time there's a feat, I don't care if it's NBA, NFL, college football, you name it, there's a correlation. And his correlation, fellas, is that it reminded him, Indiana winning the national championship on Monday night, reminded him of 1978 when his team went 30-1 and won the state championship, and was their first time in 15 years, first time they ever won it in 15 years, and they had a motorcade, police escort, and this and that. And he said the joy that he brought to the fans is similar to what Indiana did for the state. Now, he brought to Muncie, Indiana fans. Yeah. Muncie is not a really large town, not the state.
I love his closing quote, though. Congrats, IU, on doing it again.
Doing it again?
Yeah.
But check this out. Indiana, they have to be the only school that had a team that go undefeated in basketball and win the championship, and a football team to do it and go undefeated in the championship, because Indiana is still the last basketball school to go undefeated in 1976. No other team has done it since. Not, of course, UCLA did it several times, but that's the only team that's done it back in 1976, and now the football team does it. 16-0 is huge. So no, kudos to them, but we're not here to talk about Indiana.
Nope. Again, we're
here to talk about the Huskers, baby.
Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. Let's talk. Let's go back. I think a big picture question for me is you played the game. You played it in Nebraska. I have seen this team, and I want to get the visual clues that you're looking for as a player on the court, because in the last two matchups, I think against Oregon in the second half. And again, Northwestern in the second half, Nebraska went on runs.
Yeah.
And you ripped the soul. I call it soul ripping. They ripped the soul out of two basketball teams. What do you see in the opponent's eyes as that's happening? Because also I think about a kid like Price when he's just and you're on the other side going, I can't stop this. But I think that we're ripping the soul out of teams and putting them in their places.
It's easy. It's the scheme, the game planning, the preparation, and it all starts in that practice. And I tell you what, that we're seeing live, that folks criticize Coach Hoiberg in the first couple of years of not making adjustments at halftime. His adjustments at halftime, he tweaks it just a little bit, whether it's defensively or offensively. He makes these little tweaks to get guys open or to stop something that's occurring that the opponent is being successful at. Every time, his coaching staff, their basketball IQ and what they're analyzing, and keep in mind, this is done in practice. They got everything, like I talked to you all about, the scout. Everybody's important on that team. And I've never seen a team at a practice. It's like an NBA practice. Well, I can't speak for NBA practice. I've never been to one, but I've been to a lot of games and pre-games and watch how guys prepare for games. And but their practices, there's no joking around. There's high five. And don't get me wrong when they're doing well, but I've never seen such a cohesive team where when the coaches talk, they're listening. There's no joking around. It's all about business. Every drill, they go 100%. Every sprint, they go 100%. Well, I ain't gonna say 100%, but they run. Okay, but every drill, every play, and they're so attentive in the way they coach. You ought to see Nate in practice. You think he's intense on the bench when he's sitting there. You ought to see him in practice. And Coach Hoiberg, every coach have a say, which is a beautiful thing. Because I hear some coaches, Hall of Fame coaches, when they coach, it's all you only hear their voice, and the assistants just kind of stand around. Not here at Nebraska. Coach Hoiberg utilizes everybody's expertise and their talent, and his team is responding. And what you're seeing on a day-to-day basis during game time is what they practice. And I read something that Kel Jacobson said the other day, and y'all know I've been harping this. Bill, I know I've been harping on this for years. Turnovers. He made a comment that and they're averaging 10 or less turnovers. I think they only had about 5.
Like I think it's like 8 and some change now.
Yeah, and I think they only had three turnovers, maybe 5 against Northwestern,
Yep.
and Northwestern only had 1 steal. But what he said is that we are filling up this. We got 15,000+ fans coming to watch us. They're not coming to watch us to throw the ball away.
Yep.
And remember, that was our Achilles heel for a while, unforced turnovers and things. They're taking care of the ball. That starts in practice. So I'm going to go everything back in practice and the way they prepare. And I'm going back to Kirk Joseph and the conditioning. They wear teams out. It's, they're taking their soul. And what I mean by that, you ever watch our movement? All 5 players is constantly moving. Could you imagine having to defend that? And then by the time and then if they don't get a break, they're going to run that offense to perfection. And all you do is chase. And then you got to get the ball and go run your offense. And they're defending you, trapping you on the baseline, forcing you in uncomfortable situations. That's what this team does on a weekly basis. And like I said, it starts in practice. And these teams. And it's hard to prepare for a team like Nebraska because you can't break them. You can't break Nebraska. Their confidence on both ends, whether it's offense and defense, but it's all in practice. And if you're just seeing a product of hard work and it just paying off. And we finally have a team at Nebraska that we haven't seen before that's doing it on a consistent basis, day in and day out. And oh man, the fans, you think football season is bad out here. Basketball season, you can't. We went to a Coach Samuels in town with his beautiful girlfriend, and I took him out to Baby K's, Charles Barkley, one of his favorite spots, and it's a Cajun place. And we walk in there, and a gentleman was walking out, saw the Nebraska gear on me, and started talking to Coach Samuel. I still call him Coach Samuel. And they played against each other. He played at Colorado, and of course, the same era that Coach Samuel played before he coached at Nebraska. And just the fanfare, and people are rooting for us. Everybody's recognized. A coworker came to my desk and and he's a former football player at San Diego State. First thing he wants to say, man, Nebraska. Everybody wants to talk Nebraska basketball, and that goes to show the beauty of NIL and transfer portal, where you got people criticizing, but look at the product we have. Indiana winning the national championship in football. Who would have thought that? Nebraska 18-0, 24 in a row at this point. And what we're doing a good job, and a lot of teams are not doing, is we're keeping players. We're keeping them around, and the right pieces. We're keeping them around. So, when you got Masters been here 3 to 4 years, you have Sam, who's been in the program since day one. And then you have Jamarcus Lawrence coming back, Burke coming back from last year, Connor coming back from last year, even though he's not playing, but the importance of him being on the sideline, being the voice, and all it's doing is making them hungry for next year. We're just seeing something that we've never seen before from a college basketball perspective at Nebraska. And that's not only Nebraska basketball. We still got to give kudos to Amy Williams and the basketball program and what they're doing, and still 24th in the country and playing really, really good basketball. And the wrestling team doing their thing. I can talk about all of them, but it's we're in a good place, man, and the fans are just loving it. One of our buddies, Kubi, texted me last night, and he said he doesn't want to. He got offered some tickets to go to the game tonight. He said, "Oh, I don't want to jinx him, so I'm not going to take them." And everybody is trying to keep their same thing, what they do on a day-to-day basis, because of what's happening out here. But they're playing great in all aspects. But one thing that you were not paying attention to, even though Burke is not giving us enough offense, which we don't need at this time, but man, when he's out of the game, man, we struggle rebounding. Hey, stay in shape. I see him asking himself to come out. Bruh, we need you in there defending and getting that rebound. How are you not in shape at this point? But he works so hard, so I get it. But get a spell, get back out there, and don't make stupid fouls and don't, and things that sort, because we still haven't seen the best of him.
Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan with us here on the Morning Hookup, talking some Husker hoops. And T, what did you make of Nebraska being ranked number 7 in the country? I've asked this a couple times this week. To me, you look at the resume, and I almost think it feels a little bit disrespectful.
Yes.
Only at number 7. That being said, Hoiberg had a pretty professional response when he was asked about it, saying, well, we have plenty of opportunities in the coming weeks here, games against Illinois, Michigan, Purdue, to kind of show the country that we are better than the number 7 team. But they don't seem to be worried about that at this moment in time.
No, and that's the least that's on their mind. Right now, they, like I said, I still text him after every game, and I can't wait to get back. The beginning of the first week of February. Matter of fact, I'm going to see him in Cali. I'm going to that USC UCLA game. So don't forget, Bill, confirm that you're going to be there, because I'm going to be there. They can't be worried about that. They just got to take it one game at a time and let this AP, these writers and coaches, whoever they want ahead of them, that's fine and dandy. But we're 18-0 for a reason. We have 5 quad wins, the only team in college basketball with 5 quad wins. And nobody else can say that. We're rolling. It's hard to match up against us. None of these teams want to face us. Now, Washington is going to come in and play us tough tonight. But and they have that point guard. The last game, is he hurt? The big guard that transferred from USC.
He's out.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Come on, Claude, right? Desmond Claude?
Yeah, Claude. Because remember, he killed us last year.
Yeah, he announced that I think he had the ankle procedure and is not going as planned, so he is out.
Okay. And I hate to say that's going to help without him, but they got a big lineup. Steinberg or
Steinbach.
Steinbach, and they got some size, but he's the scorer as the big man. But they got some size that's going to bang a little bit. But it'll be a tough matchup for them to guard us on that perimeter, and not having Claude is going to hurt them. So I think we should be okay at home. But Washington, every game that I've seen them play, they regardless without Cloud or with Cloud, they play everybody tough. So I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, but we're playing at home, and we do respond to whoever we're playing when we play at home. And you brought up Illinois. I see Boswell is out with a wrist injury. So when they come in, but I'm not thinking that far ahead, because if I'm going to tell Coach Hoiberg one game at a time, I'm going to stick one game at a time. So I'm staying with Washington Huskies tonight at home. And I remember that was my last home game was against Washington Huskies when we beat them to go to New York for the Final Four NIT, beat them at home. And I'll never forget that. And that's the time I had the chance to cut the nest with my son in my arms. So that brings back great memories when we talk about Washington Huskies playing them at home. So, but we can't take them lightly. You can't take nobody in the Big Ten lightly. There were some great games last night. Minnesota.
That was a good game in overtime.
Yeah. Michigan, Iowa had a little bit. Rutgers gave Iowa all they wanted last night. Michigan State was Michigan State.
We had UCLA go and beat Purdue last night.
Michigan's been beat at home at Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Wisconsin beat them at Purdue. So any day, any game, and you see what we did at Wisconsin at home. So I'm at a point now, and I've been there for a while, is that we can compete with any team in the country. And people don't realize they got to compete against us. Mm-hmm. They got to adjust to us, because we're going to play the same way. We're going to defend you, and we're going to make you work on the defensive end. You're going to have to guard us. And all of us can score, all of us can shoot, and we can beat you in a lot of ways offensively. We can run with you, we can shoot, we can bang with you. So we have everything that a lot of teams don't have. And a lot of teams don't have Price Sanford. That dude, he's. I've been arguing. Give me y'all's opinion on this. I've been kind of debating with D. Vic on this, and he said I'm getting out of hand with it. His fast release. I'm comparing him to Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's y'all's thought on his
That's
release?
That's the comparison I've made before as well.
I think the only it's fast. You made the comparison same way, Klay. I just think at times, like when he gets in rhythm, he's deadly.
Oh,
but I think I have noticed sometimes when he doesn't, it's almost like it's like the hottest potato in his hand he's ever had.
Yes.
And a lot of that release is fine.
Yeah.
But getting those feet and those shoulders set still.
But
sometimes I think it comes down.
Have it set.
Not quite, but sometimes I feel like it just goes like too, like almost. I don't want to say it's too fast, but maybe too flat.
Yeah, but man, that release is super fast, and he's probably right. I mean, because NBA, everybody got those releases. Reggie Miller had it. Ray Allen's had the fast release, but he had to jump. He had to
get up.
Shot, so which was different. And Reggie was kind of like he just flicked it. But Klay Thompson, and actually he kind of shoots like Klay a little bit. Got that form, but still, that's arguing just for no reason at all, But hey, but I just love to watch him play. I love to watch, and then golly, Frager, you're kidding me? I mean, every game he gets better, and every game he becomes more. Now some of the professional or the analysts is saying that he's a pro. That guy's a pro, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I said Bryce Price. I said Bryce Williams was the pro last year, but he's, I think he's been called up a few times. So Bryce is still a pro in my opinion. But I tell you what, Frager still got 3 more years, and how great is he going to be? And
going off of Elijah's question about the ranking, and not that they don't care, but do you think that this team has bigger aspirations than a number 7 ranking, or even if they do get higher than the ranking? And then
no, right now they're just taking it.
What I mean is, like, they are looking at more so the NCAA tournament. They don't care about where they're ranked in January. They want to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, get that first win, get that monkey off their back. And then kind of a 2-part question here. When they do finally get that loss, because it's inevitable, what do you think the response is? How do they bounce back?
Well, number one is right now they're just taking the game at a time, number one. And number two, they're trying to win the Big Ten first, Big Ten Conference, and be number 1 seed in the Big Ten championship tournament, and then possibly win that. Then they worry about the seeding and where they're going to play and who they're going to play. So, so I think right now their mindset right now is strictly Washington Huskies. And, and I tell coach all the time, keep your team humble, because it's tough, man. Right now, everybody is pro Nebraska basketball. I'm talking about across the country. So as a player in today's society, we didn't have social media when I played. Now you can't click on your phone without seeing something about the Husker basketball. And as a player, unless you throw your phone away and don't use it no more, or don't look at news and don't talk to people, it's all about that program. So I think trying to keep them grounded, I think mentally they're more focused on worrying about where they're going to be seated at. I think right now they're trying to not lose focus of where they're at and what got them there, and continue better. And taking one game at a time, because he has a system right now that he can adjust to any team. And we're talking with Purdue going down last night. Michigan's probably should have 2 more losses, if not for sure 1 more. And we've beaten Michigan State already. So I think the Big Ten race is wide open, and we're still in the mix there. We're still on top of the Big Ten right now, especially with Purdue losing. So that makes us number 1 right now. So it'd be nice to keep that seeding, but they totally understand that, you can't stay on top unless you win that game tonight. And that's where their focus is at. And then the seeding won't come until probably after the Big Ten tournament. In my opinion. But I've seen teams in the past, if they won their conference and lose the first round of their conference tournament, they still get the number 1 seed. So right now they just got to win this game and take care of Minnesota. And if we can get Michigan I think Minnesota and Michigan is on the road, come back home to Illinois without Boswell. We're in a prime position. And I tell you what, and I said this earlier, teams is more worried about us than we are them, because we know we haven't been there, and they know what they're doing in practice and how they're preparing. So to your question, at YZ, I don't think the seeding right now is a concern. They're not worried about their projection right now, because I've heard 1, 2, and 3 seeds. They're not worried about that. They're worried about that game tonight.
Again, we're speaking to Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. T, I want to ask you about the state of college basketball a little bit. Obviously, I think what Nebraska is doing, they built it through the portal just a little bit, but you've got some very grounded, culture-based kids that are local. When you look at how this all started with a Griesel, a Bandamel, a Derek Walker, and those type of guys. But have you seen this story that just came out about this Charles Bedenico? It's an incredible. This is the state of college basketball. This gentleman currently is a professional player in the Motor City Cruise of the G League. He's just been granted a temporary restraining order, and he's now immediately eligible to play at Alabama. How that hits you when you know that a guy's been playing in the G League, he can now return to Alabama and play with the what is the word? With the pageantry of college basketball and college athletics.
Well, my first response to that is that how many Europeans we have playing collegiate basketball that played professionally over in Europe before they came here, before they played college basketball. And did Louisville or St. John that had a G League player that's playing on their team like right now?
That's Louisville.
They have a player.
And Baylor has one too.
And Baylor.
Yeah. And a lot of those players who's been drafted are getting a chance to come back to college. And I just think we're catching up with the world, to be honest. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. As long as they got eligibility. Now, you can't go play 4 or 5 years, in my opinion, or 6 years or whatever he did. Like Bryce trying to come back and play college after he didn't play a year in G League. Now, if you out of high school and went to the G League and going up and down, because some of these guys has gotten 10-day contracts or been called up and tasters of NBA experience and then playing in the G League, then going back. Now, Europe, of course, they're not NBA level, but it's still you're playing against grown men, and that league is a lot, from my understanding, in Europe is a lot more physical than it is in NBA, and you're playing against grown men that beat you up. So the experience that they're getting there, then coming to college, bring that type of experience, I think we're going to start seeing more of that. And nobody has said a word about Europeans playing professional because, well, didn't what was the point guard out of Spain that was playing professionally for 14 years and played like 20 years in the NBA, point guard?
It wasn't Ricky Rubio, was it?
Yeah, Ricky Rubio. He played how many years professionally over there? But he didn't play high. He didn't play college though, did he? He just went to the NBA.
No.
So that's a bad example. But there's quite a few that's playing professional that's coming to the collegiate ranks. Has been doing it for years. So I don't have an issue with that. That's just the way of times now, and it's only going to bring the product in college basketball more. Well, it's always been watchable. March Madness is still the best event in the world to me every year, and regardless of what we're seeing, I just think we're seeing a lot more parity across the board, and that's why you don't see the dominance of, you still got Duke up there, and Kentucky's been on the slide, North Carolina's up and down, and Kansas been up and down, and most of your Bluebirds, but because other teams are catching up to them. Vandy finally woke up where they lost 3 in a row or something like that.
They got whooped last night.
Yeah, so 3 in a row. So, and then Miami went to overtime and probably should have lost in their MAC conference, which would only but Arizona's good. I've seen them play a couple times. And if there's one team that I'm worried about in the NCAA right now is Arizona and how good they are. But Houston and the rest of them are still very, very good teams. And I just think the NCAA time. I'm debating about doing a bracket this year because
Whoa!
I'm thinking about it.
Whoa!
Man, how can you not do a bracket with the way Nebraska's playing this year?
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair.
T, with that in mind,
because it was years of me doing brackets, and I had Nebraska going when we made the tournament, going to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8. I had them in the Final Four one year. That year with Tony Farmer and all those guys, we was a 3 seed or something like that. I said, "Oh man, we're going to the Final Four," and lost in the first round.
Well, T, with how well Nebraska's playing in mind, let's get back to tonight. Do you have concerns at all about this Washington team, or does Nebraska?
Yeah, definitely, because Washington is a very good team, and they're going to pose some problems inside, and if they get us in foul trouble and can't keep them off the boards, that may pose, because that's going to limit our opportunities. And we got to keep them off the glass, and that's what I mentioned earlier, that Burke is going to be important, that he stays on the floor to defend and rebound for us, because he's definitely our best rebounder. To me, he is, and our post defender. And so I think it's going to be key to keep it in there. And I think we're going to see a lot of Garcia with his girth and his strength and power to go in and bang a little bit. And I think he's licking his chops to come to do it. And I think their big man is going to, but we got masked, so I think we'll be okay. But that's where I worry about the most, because without Claude, I think, it's going to give our guards the opportunity to roam a little bit and cause a little bit more havoc. So you might see Sam Hoiberg he might break that record and get us 7-8 steals tonight, because the big men are going to be handling the ball a lot, and they never know where Sam's coming from. And Jamarcus, as long as they don't stay in foul trouble. And then Kel Jacobson has been playing great basketball lately. So no, I'm worried more about the inside play, and then Washington has played everybody pretty tough. So regardless of our record, but do they want to beat us? Yes. So they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder. I want to be the first team to give Nebraska a loss. So we're gonna see the best of them tonight, but they're gonna have to contend with us. And and I'm more worried about our preparation, which I'm not, but I can care less about other teams now, because they got to contend with Nebraska. And the way Nebraska, we're a machine now. And on both sides, when you got a team that's playing that great on both ends and playing every aspect of basketball and how it was created, whereas at all 3 levels, defensively, shooting, free throws. I mean, we're shooting we got to be 80% now.
Close.
Close to 80% from there. So you can't even foul us. You can't foul us. You got to defend us. You got we got post up, because Mass can take you down low and just drop you off anytime. And then I don't know if there's a faster player going north and south than Jamarcus Lawrence. And there's not a player in the country like Sam Hoiberg. Not one.
No.
It's not one. When you have that in your disposal, they got to worry about us, but they'll be geared up for us. And they want to give us our first loss, and that's going to be our model for the rest of the year. We're going to get the best from everybody for the rest of the year because somebody wants to give us that first loss, and it's going to be tough to beat us. And I'm not going to jinx us and say might give my prediction, but in my mind, we're going to be a tough out, and we're going to be tough out, fellas. But before we leave, though, man, Bill, Bill, my Bill out here, but he just lost his mom a couple of days. Did you already hear about it?
Well, I saw him post about it. I made a comment on there for him.
Yeah, I just want to give him a shout out and thoughts and prayers with Bill and his family. He's in Omaha right now, and I think he made it there just in time. When they put her in the hospital, so he made it there just in time. So I'll make sure I give him a shout out. That's one of our guys out here. If y'all don't know, y'all got to meet Bill sometime. One of the best people you're ever going to meet, man. And he loves Husker sports, period. Football, basketball, you name it. But we got a lot of people. I want everybody. I don't care if you're a bandwagoner. Hey, y'all got to bring it, man. It's the hardest ticket. Who would have thought that Nebraska basketball would be the hardest ticket in town to get?
Yep.
It's rivaling volleyball. That's how good we are nowadays. So, man, I wish I was there with you guys, man. I mean, because that just being there and being a part of that right now, and especially, I don't know how cold it is, but when basketball, we're seeing something we never seen in the history of that program, fellas, and y'all living it right there, man. I wish I was there with you guys.
Well, I'll send you the customary video tonight of the Husker Power. You're my friend.
Oh yeah, please do, and I want to hear it too.
I got you.
I got you with it too, man.
I got you.
D. Vic's coming over, and Tony Sammy, former coach, will be at my house watching it tonight.
I'll send it to you as it's happening.
Please do.
Please
do. Hey, fella, I enjoy y'all, man. And
you're the best.
Man.
Hey, by the way, happy 5 years.
Wait, YZ. Let's don't talk about our inevitable first loss anymore. We don't talk that language.
By the way, also, before we're going to get out of here real quick, but happy 5-year anniversary with us, by the way. It happened.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I got
hanging out with us. We've been talking hoops for 5 or more years.
Yeah, this past 19th, Martin Luther King Day, the 19th was the.
Yeah, that's right. T, love you, brother. Take care.
Take care. Thanks for having me, fellas. Yep.
It's exciting. It's exciting tonight, 8 o'clock. Big Ten Network, Nebraska, and against the Huskies tonight. Tomorrow, big day. We'll talk Nebraska hoops. The Almanac, special day. Almanac, Jeff Mosmar and Marco D'Angelo, wagertalk.com, and a whole lot more. Have a great hump day. Catch you on a Thursday.